Semis, Jelle Klaassen, the rapid-fire Dutchman, the Cobra, a 6-1 winner in his quarterfinals against the outsider Ryan Palmer. He awaits the winner of the game we have here as world number 2 Gary Anderson, the World Championship finalist, recent Masters finalist, takes on Brendan Dolan, who we've just seen knock out the 5-time world champ Raymond van Barneveld. A stunning display from Brendan Dolan, managing to break Barney in the deciding leg, firing in 2 180s. 14 darter, that was enough. It's going to be a amicable game, this, to guys who very rarely lose their rags with their opponent. It does happen every now and again. I think it'll be a nice friendly game of darts. Hopefully it's a high quality one, because this is Brendan Dolan's first Pro Tour quarter-final for 18 months, 17 months really. But if he's to win this, it'd be his first Pro Tour semi-final for almost 2 years. That was in Barnsley, Players' Championship event. He went on to the final. He was beaten by Adrian Lewis in a deciding leg. But in the quarterfinals, he beat this man, Gary Anderson. Omen?
Bullseye.
Probably not. We'll see. But he does have a good record against Gary. Actually leads the head-to-heads 8-6.
So it's Gary to throw first.
Has to be said, he hasn't played him since October 2015. That was the European Championship.
44.
Sorry, I've lost the microphone.
Oh, just
Apologies.
fiddling around with the microphone there, our chalker. Gary thinks it's funny. Anderson playing in his specs. Did change his darts setup when he moved to wearing the spectacles, because he found that the stem and the flight was actually coming into contact with his specs. So he changed it slightly, and his darts didn't seem to be going in the board at the right sort of angles. So he actually just changed back to his old darts, and I think he's slightly modified how he throws just so he doesn't have that problem.
140.
But it's not stopped him playing phenomenal stuff. I mean, the World Championship, he was absolutely incredible, stormed through to the final, where it took something, well, very, very special for Michael van Gerwen to deny him a 3rd consecutive World Championship crown. 2 wins in a final in 3 years isn't bad,
60.
though. Wasn't very far away from MVG and the Masters final recently in Milton Keynes either.
140.
And did that after a couple of weeks not really picking up his darts. It's just freakishly talented, this man. After years of playing the game, he knows how to play it, but even so, you expect him to just get his iron and get himself into a bit of form before he goes and throws 109 averages. But no, he just turns it on, and he's turned it on in the first leg here with a 76 checkout. Brendan Dolan does have a win over Anderson at the World Championship. That was back in 2013, so the 2014 Worlds. So for a long while, Brendan Dolan was the last man to beat Gary Anderson at the Worlds, because of course he won the 2015 tournament and the 16 tournament, went to the final, the most recent one, 2017. A record winning run at Ali Pali for Gary Anderson, and Dolan was the last man to beat him.
57.
Beat him 4-1 as well in the second round. Jelle Klaassen awaiting the winner of this game. In the other half of the draw, look at this.
133.
133 for Dolan. That's why they start in the 19s on 303, because if you hit 7 of them, 2 trebles and a single, that leaves you 170. Whereas a 140, for example, 7 20s, 2 treble 20s and a single 20, that'll leave you 163, and that's a bogey number. Ooh. But they're both on 170. Brendan's made a mess of it.
54.
Can Gary take it out? Famously took out a 170 in the closing stages of his World Championship final against Adrian Lewis. This wouldn't be as important, but it'd be just as impressive. And oh, it's bang in the middle. 170. The 2-time world champion Gary Anderson producing darts of class. Both men left the 170. Brendan didn't get close. Gary Anderson right on the money.
100.
Anderson did win one of these last year. He won the 4th UK Open Qualifier, beat James Wade in the final 6-1.
45.
Yeah, the other half of the draw I was telling you about before it all got very exciting here. Oh, it's continuing to be exciting.
180.
This is superb. 180 from Gary Anderson. First maximum for him. Yeah, Simon Whitlock, the wizard, against the diamond, Ian White, and Dave Chisnell Chizzy against the bronze, the Adonis, the conqueror of Michael van
40.
Gerwen today, Steve Beaton. Can you imagine if Beaton won it?
100.
Made the final of the last one last year, beaten by MVG, 6-2. He sure showed him today, though, didn't he? Didn't he? 6-2 reverse. But Gary Anderson is absolutely powering through this one.
85.
Leaves himself 36. Brendan way back. Needs to find 2 trebles to get to a finish. I don't think that's in. That one certainly isn't. It's in the floor. You don't get any points for that.
55.
Yeah, that's not going to be good enough, Brendan. Double 18 for Gary Anderson.
I think I scored 45.
You scored 45, did you?
Never a treble 15, never a treble 10. About 20.
Okay, alright.
Oh, well, Gary Anderson just correcting the scorer there. He's given a few extra points, so...
76. Is that?
Yeah, sorry. You scored 45, yeah, sorry.
Well, Gary seems to think he went 20, 15, 10 for 45. I thought he hit the treble, I have to say. Now, Gary's wearing specs, and he's a lot closer than I am. But what he's done is take some points off himself. And it probably won't matter, because Brendan's still a long way back.
57.
I'll have to watch this back, but I thought that was in that treble 20. I think Gary Anderson has just gift away 40 points. He's hit it anyway. I told you it'd be a friendly game. 3-0, Gary Anderson.
Right, okay. Yeah, Brendan to throw, yeah.
Oh, sort yourselves out, lads. Professional Darts Corporation. I don't know who's throwing, you can't remember what you've scored.
100.
In the midst of all that, Gary Anderson's playing some rather special darts, it has to be said.
56.
I actually prefer it when Gary Anderson's got a bit of attitude about him, when he's fired up. I think he plays some superb stuff then. It's all laughy
100.
and jokey. It's all fun, all nicey. Oh, aren't we all friends? No, I want needle. A bit of a snarl,
81.
striding about. Despite the fact he won back-to-back world titles and a record unbeaten run at Ali Pali and
96.
hit a 9-darter against Jelle Klaasen in the World Championship semi-finals. My personal highlight from Gary Anderson's magical World
96.
Championship career to date is in the World Championship final with Phil Taylor, where Phil has offered him his hand for a high five and Gary Anderson has completely blanked him, turned away. don't think he did it on purpose.
99.
He was just so in the zone. It's phenomenal. Watch it on a loop over and over again.
140.
Ton 40 for Anderson gets him to a finish. He's applying pressure. Dolan here. Dolan cannot afford to lose this leg. He can't go 4-0 down to Gary Anderson. He and Michael van Gerwen, in terms of the level of darts that they have played in the biggest tournaments, they have just been just above everybody else. That's all it is. It's very simple. They have been better. The World Championship showed that. Raymond van Barneveld came close. And look at this. Look at this, Gary Anderson. It's another bull finish. A 128 to add to the 170 he took out in the second leg. Bull finishes to break the throw, and there's even a little smirk from Anderson. He knows how good it is, and Brendan Dolan 4-0 down. The writing may be on the wall, and certainly now another 180. Well, twice he's hit a big ton-plus finish on the bullseye to break Brendan's throw, and then kicked off 180 on his own throw in the next leg. And how demoralising is that? What can you do against that? Gary Anderson has the bit between his teeth.
85.
Simon Whitlock has won in deciding leg against Ian White. He is in the semi-finals. That's the other half of the draw. He faces either Dave Chisnell or Steve Beaton. Jelle Klaasen awaits the winner of this one. It looks very much like it's going to be Gary Anderson. So that's Gary Anderson, Jelle Klaasen potentially in the semi-finals. A repeat of the semi-final on the first year he went on to win the world title. The game where he threw a 9-darter in the first set.
60.
I think Gerwyn Price missed double 12 for a 9-darter here today in Wigan. I don't know if we've had any other near misses, but look at this. Another ton-plus checkout. Oh, misses double 8. He's going to be back, though, looking at double 4. Yet to see a 9-darter on the live stream of these Pro Tour events. We have seen him on the European Tour. That was around about
60.
Somewhere in the dark ages, about 12, 17 or something. It feels that long ago.
Game shot.
That's good, though. Gary Anderson at 5-0. Absolutely tearing Brendan Dolan apart here. All right, Brendan perhaps hasn't played at the level he did against Raymond van Barneveld, but Gary Anderson has been excellent. 170 checkout, 128 checkout, couple of 180s. And I think he may have actually scored 541 points in one of those legs because he gifted 40 points away to make it harder for himself.
$140.
Still in there fighting though, Brendan.
$140.
Right back at him. Gary Anderson breathing down Dolan's neck.
$78.
Oh, that seemed a tired dart from Brendan there. And it's cost him a go at the 170. Gary, a look at the... Yeah, he came down for the 19s because if he hit a treble and a single after that big 20, would have been 96, would have left him the 170 again. So both men have kind of messed up the opportunity to leave the 170.
$100.
Come on, Brendan says, actually as he was throwing it. Worked. Gary will stay there, will he? Yeah, I think he will.
95.
95 leaves 122. Already taken out a couple of big ton-plus checkouts as well as a 76. Will he get a go at the 122 for the match? 64, 14 for Bull. Gets the treble, double 11 for Brendan Dolan.
62.
Oh, and he misses wide. Anderson in this kind of mood. Can he? Oh, well, he can't. And then a single 18 for tops.
82.
Now, Brendan, do you split this or do you go straight at it? He may look at 6 for double 8, but it looks as if he's looking on the left-hand side of the board, so straight at double 11.
Game
And
shot.
he does pin it. A solid dart from Brendan Dolan. Gets a first leg on the board. He's added a measure of respectability to the scoreline, but will it be any more than that? because the Flying Scotsman has not looked in the mood to give much away, and that is a third 180. Once again, kicking off a leg on his own throw with a maximum and making it very, very hard for Brendan Dolan to break him.
58.
Even harder now. Again. 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 Now then. Back to back 180s for Gary Anderson. He was denied a go at the double in the previous leg to whitewash Brendan Dolan 6-0. To win it in style with the perfect leg. He's hit the one. Of course he has.
121.
But a 10 darter would do it. He's left double 10 after 9 darts. And Gary Anderson, well, what a display this has been.
100.
To book his place in the semi-finals. The Flying Scotsman, double 10, double 5 now. And there it is, an 11 darter will do. Gary Anderson, scintillating, takes Brendan Dolan apart, and the Flying Scotsman will face Jelle Klaasen in the semi-finals here of UK Open Qualifier 2. A repeat of the World Championship semi-final from a couple of years ago.